welcome back to the channel, the African 11. Today we are diving into a topic that's close to my heart, and honestly to the hearts of millions around the world. The impact of African fans on football culture. Now, I'm not just talking about their passion and love for the game, though believe me, that's part of it. I'm talking about the unique traditions, the electrifying energy. And the cultural influence that African fans bring to football. Whether it's a local game in Accra, an AFCON match or the World Cup stage. So let's break it down now. What makes African football fans some of the most incredible in the world? I'm going to dive into the history, the traditions, the energy, and how African fans are leaving a global mark on football culture. So, to understand this impact, we have to look back a bit. Football has deep roots in Africa. Over decades, the sport has become more than just a game. It's woven into the fabric of life, identity, and community. Whether you are in Lagos, Dhaka, or Johannesburg, football is a way of bringing people together, transcending barriers of language, tribe, and sometimes even politics. When it comes to African fans, passion is the first thing that comes to mind. African fans don't just watch football, they live it. For them, supporting a team is more than wearing a jersey or chanting during games. It's about commitment, loyalty, and expressing their love for the country, club, or favorite player in every possible way. That energy is absolutely contagious, and anyone who has been to a game in Africa can feel it. Now, what makes this passion even more special are the traditions African fans bring to the stadium. We are talking about drumming, singing, dancing, and sometimes even spontaneous parades outside the stadium. African fans create an atmosphere that's unmatched, honestly. It's like a carnival. So each fan base has its unique chants, and traditions that tell a story and bring their team's history to life. So in Egypt, the famous Ultras group have chants that echo through the streets and arenas. In Ghana, in Nigeria, and South Africa, the vuvuzela and the drum beats, keep the spirit alive from start to finish, So, speaking of the vuvuzela, let's talk about that iconic sound that became a symbol, a global symbol during the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. Love it or hate it, that buzzing sound brought African fan culture to the world stage and made everyone feel they were part of the energy. The vuvuzela might have divided opinion, but it undeniably brought attention to how African fans bring something truly unique to the game, And since then, that same vibe has spread. Fans worldwide now try to capture a piece of that spirit. So African fans don't just influence football on their home turf, They bring that spirit wherever they go. In Europe, you will see groups of African fans passionately supporting players from their country and are shining at the clubs like Liverpool, Chelsea or PSG, Galatasaray. You go to a game where players like Sadio Mane or Victor Osimhen are playing, and you see fans waving Senegalese or Nigerian flags, cheering them as if they were back home. This support system gives African players a sense of pride and motivation, knowing they are representing more than just a club, but they are representing an entire continent, And because of this relentless support, we are seeing more African players succeed on the global stage, And players, they are not just playing for themselves, but for the millions who are rooting for them from back home, And it's one of the reasons why African players are now some of the biggest stars in football. And another big impact African fans are having on football culture, community and unity. African fans don't just cheer from afar. They create communities wherever they are. Whether it's African immigrants in Europe or fans back in Africa, you would find gatherings in homes, bars and community centers, where people come together to watch the game. These gatherings build a sense of community as they bring people together, keep the culture alive and introduce non-African fans to different ways of experiencing football, But let's not ignore the challenges African fans have had to endure some struggles in the sport, from issues around the stadium safety to a lack of investment in local leagues, which can impact the quality of their teams and the overall experience. However, the fans' commitment doesn't waver. They keep showing up, supporting their teams through and thick, thick and thin, and this dedication, it shows the resilience of African football culture. Despite all the obstacles, fans continue to leave their mark. They have inspired new traditions in global fan culture, and the world is finally beginning to recognize that African fans bring something truly special to the game. Whether it's rhythmic drumming or their colorful face painting, and their incredible songs, African fans make football more vibrant, more passionate, and more human. So here's to all the African fans out there, the ones in the stadiums, the ones watching from home, the ones supporting their favorite players from halfway across the world. You are not just spectators. You are an essential part of what football, the beautiful game. Let me know in the comments what the one thing you love most about African football fans. And if you are an African football fan, share a story and how you have shown your support for your favorite team or a player. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more insights on football culture from around the world. And as you know, we are going to talk about African football on this channel. This is the African 11. Thank you for watching. Please kindly subscribe. We have one subscriber right now, but I know it will change. We'll reach 1 million subs in the near future. I truly believe that. Let's continue to support the African football. This channel is about African football. That's what we are going to do on this channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next one.